Do you know your numbers? Hey, in case you don't know me, my name is Jason Chaney, and that's what we're going to dig into today. So today is Free Coaching Friday, and because I believe you deserve to be heart healthy. One of the things that I did yesterday, I had hopped on a webinar with two leading doctors. One is Dr. Esselstyn. If you're not familiar with him, he wrote the China study, and he's actually been helping reverse heart disease for years now. And the other one is Dr. Brian. He's a cardiologist. He's been helping his patients not only lose weight, but get heart healthy through using a plant-based diet. And so I wanted to share with you some of the stuff that I learned there. And so I asked you, started out, do you know your number? And so the number I want you to focus on, and I'm going to explain it later on through the video, is 130. And just keep that number in your mind. And so one of the things that they talked about in yesterday on the webinar, which shocked me, and I didn't even notice, is that this year alone, there's an estimated 600,000 Americans that will die from heart-related issues. And heart disease and heart-related issues come from actual lifestyle choices. And that number scared me because, you know, with everything that's been going on with 2020 and the whole world is crazy, no one is talking about these numbers. There are 3 to 4 times more people that are going to die from heart-related issues, which is directly due to lifestyle choices, than from what's going on right now. And there's nothing being done about it. And this is, you know, through the medical, the government, no one is doing anything about it. And these two doctors, they've dedicated their life to trying to reverse and stop this lifestyle illness. And one of the things that they saw is that through a plant-based diet, it not only helps you be heart healthier, but it can reverse some heart issues. And that's what they've been seeing. And one of the guys they had highlighted, he came on and talked. His name was Jim. Jim, you can tell he's a real good guy. You can tell he's a family man. He loves his family and everything. Just a real good person. But he talked about how he had 2 stents put in. He had open heart surgery. All of these things. He was pretty healthy majority of his life. But then one day, it just like a snap. It was like Thanos hit him. Then everything in his body just started going to crap. And he just didn't know what to do. And so after his last surgery had failed on him, he was like, one person had told him that, hey, you may want to check out Dr. Esselstyn, who's in Ohio. And so his wife convinced him to do it. It was against his will. And I related with him on this because even with me, like I'm very open about it, I did not discover plant-based lifestyle. My wife discovered it. Then she started showing me videos. She knew it, like once she started sparking my curiosity, I'd go full in. And that's exactly what Jim did also. And so now he's been 8 years on a plant-based diet. Not only is he not having any issues anymore, he got off all of his heart medication. And now he's actually running and doing things. He looks amazing. Like he looked like he was about in his 40s to 50s, and he's almost 70 years old. And so what could you do if you started changing your lifestyle choices like Jim did? Really think about it. Like, do you have heart issues that's running throughout your family? We call these things genetic issues, but are they just lifestyle issues because we're eating the same foods as our grandparents, as our great grandparents? We eat the same things and we're wondering why we're getting the same results. And so I had this issue too, because one of the things that I saw as I was growing up was seeing my grandmother, and I called her Big Mama, rest in peace, I love her to death. I used to see her, she had this big pill bottle. It was about, you know, maybe this big, if you remember, like, you know, the big ones where it's like a whole month in. I thought that was normal living. I just thought as I age, as I get older, I'm gonna have to get me a pill box. I want to make sure it's a night, look good and everything. But also I started seeing that she was taking insulin. She was doing all these other different things that was having issues. And I just thought that, okay, it didn't have nothing to do with her diet, because every time I would see her go to the doctor with her, they never talked about diet. They just said, hey, Miss Chaney, you have these issues now. Here's a pill for you. Try to do this. And just eat in moderation, eat a little healthier. And as I grew up, I started seeing that I was having the same issues as my grandmother. And I didn't know what to do. I was scared. I was I was terrified. Like when they did an EKG and told me that I had a cardiac event and I need to go see the cardiologist right away, I just thought my life ended. I'm like, oh, shoot. Then the next thing I look up, I had a pill box just as big as my grandmother. I was taking over 40 pills a day, and I didn't know what to do until I started realizing by researching plant-based that, you know what, it's not a genetic issue that I have. There's a food issue that I have. I'm eating the exact same way as everyone in my family and wondering why I'm getting the exact same health results as they are too. And so as I changed my actual eating, I started seeing these things regress. And I started seeing that, wait, I feel better. I look better. Hey, my clothes are feeling better. I'm getting more confidence as a man again. And after I realized that, wait, there's something that the medical industry is not aware of, that all of us are not aware of, is that we're eating the wrong foods. And so two of the things that they talked about on the webinar last night was, one, that people, Americans, we're all eating too much animal protein. The animal protein is a big problem, and we're consuming too much dairy. And the two reasons between why those things are bad is, one, excuse me, it's cold out here in Colombia today. So the one thing is that the animal protein is full of saturated fat. Saturated fat is a big issue when it comes to heart issues. And you know what? I wasn't going to talk about this, but I want to explain something to you. I want to really help this sink in for you. So we approach the way we eat from SMART goals. If you're familiar with business and things like that, you know what SMART goals are, whether measurable, accurate, realistic, trackable, all of that stuff. But when it comes to the way we eat and the way our health is, we cannot use SMART goals to track it because it doesn't work that way. Most of the time we're eating on autopilot and we're not aware of what we're eating. But the other problem is when we start tracking what we're eating, we're looking at macronutrients and don't know what to actually look at. So most of us probably like, oh, okay, I need to track protein. But where are you getting your protein? If you're tracking your protein and you're getting your protein every day, but you're eating animal protein, you're only eating saturated fat, which is a correlation to heart disease. And one of the other things with that is with the dairy is you're eating hormones from another species. This isn't a human being. It's not something. As far as me, I never want to look like a cow. So I don't want to have the hormones that help a baby calf become a 300, 400, 500 pound bull or cow. And I don't want that. But you know what it was when I was at 550 plus pounds? That's what I was becoming. I was eating the hormones of an animal that's supposed to be 300 to 500 pounds. And then I was shocked. Why was I over 500 pounds? And that's one of the reasons why. So those two things all is one of the problems with using SMART goals, because you're not looking at the right macronutrient and the right food groups. And so if you want to actually start changing the way you eat, now this is a high complex thing that I came up with, so I'm gonna try to really simplify it. Is something I call CPC. It's the common sense principle of correlation. Meaning, if saturated fat and hormones from animals, animal proteins and animal derivatives such as milk and cheese, if all of those things are associated with heart issues, the common sense principle of correlation says if you cut that out, you may have a chance of cutting out the heart issues. And that's exactly what I did. And that's how I started changing my health to where it is today. And if you're in the Facebook group, then you've done the 7-day jumpstart. When one of the days I actually teach you, when I talk about how to start repairing your O2 sensors, that is exactly what I did to start doing it. And that's that's going to teach you also. So one of the things that they said, and they slipped out, and I don't know if everybody caught it. Dr. Esselstyn said, you know, my cholesterol is at a 130. I'm not worried about heart issues. And so I was like, why are you saying that, Dr. Esselstyn? So I went to do some research, and I went and found an old book. It was like from the early 1900s. And they talked about, between that book and I used Proteinaholics from Dr. Garth Davis, they talked about that at 130, once your cholesterol is at 130 or lower, there have been no evidence of any heart issues. There have been no diagnosed evidence of people with heart issues if their cholesterol levels at 130 or lower. So think about it. If all cholesterol comes from saturated fat, which is only found in animal proteins, if you cut that out, and lower your cholesterol naturally, what could that do for your body? I can tell you what it did for me, and it changed my life for the best. And so really think about that. What are you eating? How are you eating? And if you're having a hard time actually tracking your meals accurately and knowing exactly what you're eating because you may be eating on autopilot, don't beat yourself up. One of the things I did, I got with my wife and we put together this 90-day tracker for you just to show you exactly how to start tracking your foods correctly, start identifying what are the foods you're eating, and see, like, it gets you your body measurements. There's also where you can track it for each week. And we also have a place here where you can track what you're eating, but also track how you're feeling, because you may not be aware of that certain foods are making you feel a certain way. So that's one of the things. The other beauty about this is I also put in here, I love technology, man, it's so cool. Where here, if you see that QR code, that actually, all you have to do is just use your phone or tablet. You can scan it and it'll take you right to the Facebook group. So you'll be able to get in there, you'll get all this good information, no problem. And so if you want to know more about that or how you can get it, just shoot me a message or put in the link below, Jason. Just say, hey, Jason, I'm interested, or put 90-day tracker. Just put a message in below in the comments, and then I'll actually send you a message on how you can actually get it. And so I hope that was really helpful for you. Work on hitting 130. If you're serious about your health and you actually want to hit that 130 number so you don't have to have that stress of having heart-related issues, put in the comments too, I am 130. Exactly, put that, I am 130. And so just put that in, and if you want to know more about how you can get the tracker, just put a comment below too, and I'll get back with you. But I'll see you on Monday, and have a great weekend. Ciao.